Welcome to the Angels Positivity and Love Show. Incredible guests the world over with incredible talents and life experiences who are quite often sharing with others, giving service to others. We air now 2 shows a week in 2025. I'd like to welcome you to the late summer, episode 225 with Annie Jameson, coming to us from Hamilton, New Zealand. She's an intuitive sound healer, crystal ball player extraordinaire, angel intuitive, author, and much more. We've already had her on the APL Spotlight series. That's a subset or an offshoot of the main show reserved for the super fun guests. Now, look, every one of our guests is fun who comes on the show, but you need to go back up and check out that episode that aired, I think, at the end of 2024. You'll totally enjoy meeting her there. Also, a special little gift. You're going to find 9 minutes of her, a videotape of her playing sound bowls, and it's more than that. You're going to feel it. So check that out too. Annie, great to see you again. Happy 2025.
Thank you, Michael. Happy to see you and Happy New Year. Amazing, amazing year already.
And you shared so much with us the first time that we spoke. I was super excited about that. Can you talk to us about how angels are accessible for everybody and just back up and give us the gentle spiel about that?
Okay, so my experience with my guardian angel, Chileo, was many, many years ago, 34 years ago. And I didn't know that you could access the angelic realm and, have a conversation. And I sat at the end of my bed and I invoked and invited my guardian angel to come through, and I knew about it. I had energy flowing through my body. I could feel my ears unblocking. I could hear, not as in a sound outside of me, but within me. And I was able to receive and write, and it has just flowed from that time. And everybody can receive messages, I believe. It may not be through words, it may be through pictures, it may be through feelings. Everybody has a different way of sensing. And for me, over the years, it's acknowledging that when you feel it in your body, when you feel it and you feel aligned, then you know that you are experiencing the extraordinary. Because you hear and see and feel, so much love and light. It's just amazing.
If there happens to be a hardcore thinker or judger who stumbles onto this video, what's your soft or gentle message about doing all this or just allowing for it? Maybe getting out of your own way to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
and let the universe
Um,
rest?
yes, I would say it's in the moment of distraction that you'll be able to feel it, because if you've got your conscious mind thinking and you're in your left brain thinking, it won't happen. And so you can't access that. This is a whole nother realm. It's more where your expanded side of you. That's where you will feel it, see it, and believe it.
So there's really nothing to gain, nothing to lose. You've already got the ability. Or if it's the Winnie the Pooh cast, you've just got to be Winnie the Pooh for 5 minutes and get out of your own way and allow.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. And then just get to be Tigger. Jump up
hire
and down.
Tigger. I like Tigger better. Okay,
Yeah.
what's what's a story that you think you haven't shared with us that's a special moment with an angel, the universe, synchronicity? You shared the bookstore story and many others on the first appearance. What would you like to share now?
Okay, so it's an unusual story, as they always are. And this is more, again, I hold a lot of dolphin energy. I love it. And as we both seem to be dressed in this kind of ocean colors, just synchronicity, I was in Hawaii. I had been playing to the dolphins on a boat, and it was the day that we were leaving. And my husband was sitting in a cafe, and I said, I've got to go down to the ocean, and I've got to just go down and say thank you. Thank you to the angels, the dolphins, and everything. So I ran down to the ocean, and I stood with my feet in the ocean, and I was doing this well, prayer from my heart. Thank you for being here, and thank you for responding to my music. And I turned around and I was walking over the stones just back, and suddenly this wave came in with a really big, all I could see was this big shadow, which made me suddenly a little bit on edge. So I just stood still, and this huge turtle came in on the wave, and it stopped just near me, and then it just put its head up, looked at me, and went down again and swam away. And I was like, oh my gosh, the tears, Michael, just the energy. I can feel it in my body now. And it was like I'd been saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then this turtle came in and said thank you to me. And I ran all the way back to my husband crying, we can't leave, we can't leave. And he was like, what happened? And yeah. The synchronicities are incredible. When you, I suppose you just got to let go and trust.
Is there a way you can gently address the concept that mankind, and especially mankind's thinking, is not the apex or top of the pyramid or the center of the universe? In fact, there's just so much more going on, and that's kind of what this might be about, is getting out of the brain to connect to all there is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. When I find that space is usually in the mornings, because I'm in that open space. I'll go out walking. I've just been out walking, so I'm right in it right now. And there's a whole universe out there, and there's a whole other perspective. There's a world perspective. We get stuck in our bodies here, and we get insular and linear and analytical. If we can just expand, even for a few moments a day, just those few moments to expand, there's so much greater energy out there. And believe me, by the early afternoon, I've lost a lot of that. You just get into the regular routine of things. And when I'm tired, that's when I lose that connectedness. Suddenly, everything seems a little bit too much and overwhelming, but just know that the next day, we can access it again, and we can just, bring it all in.
I love it. With your permission, I'm going to put up over time, not right away, but I will put up a first photo of a dolphin to represent dolphin consciousness. And if you could allow, there's the board game Twister, if you could allow that needle or spinner to spin, let dolphin consciousness just kick out a random topic that you know how to answer. What are you hearing from dolphin consciousness? And remember, folks, dolphins have been around for like 1 million years.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just even seeing that face, it's just an abundance of joy. Literally, joy is at the top of the emotional scale. There you are. Yeah. Joy, appreciation, and love are the top energies that you can feel, and you can feel it in your body when you feel that. And dolphins are always like that. They just hold such a happy energy, and their sonar, their song, it's just, you can feel it in your body. And if anyone has the joy of swimming with them, you go under the water, and there's this clicking. You feel like you're plugged into a socket of joy. It's incredible.
I'll put up 2 photos, one of an angel named Joy, one of an angel named Charlotte. Can we attempt a deep dive for the opportunity for man to expand, mankind to grow? That's ahead for us, maybe 2025 and beyond, but just a little less thinking, a little more being, or being in the heart. Here's both of them, and they're going to vibe you, maybe beyond words. But if you could take a crack at kind of an eternal question for mankind, not to lay too much on you here, but there's a lot of hope and possibility, and humans are far more capable of love than all the thinking and violence and war and all that other stuff that limits us. What's this all about again?
The image that I'm given as you put those up was the infinity symbol. So I could see this figure of 8 going from, one to the other, and just allowing that energy to flow. It's all about that flow. And the other word that came in really quickly when you brought those up is kindness. Kindness. That's where all of us, every single human being on this earth, can find a moment to be kind in a day. And if we can find more moments, of course, more spreads. And then we share the light. And in those moments of kindness, you don't know what that person down the street may be feeling. And when you're inspired, for me, I will always use words. So I will say something, verbally outward to somebody. But if you don't feel confident, some people are not that way. Even just if you think it, oh, that person's just looking so radiant today. Also, kindness is the heart, basically. It's a whole different energy to anything.
Kindness definitely counts. What else is so important for us to remember?
Look at the light. That's what I get. Literally, physically, look at the light. Wherever you can, look at the light. So you may be in a city, you may not, it may be midwinter, not much light around, anything, but find something, even if you put your lights on or a salt lamp or something, light a candle or many candles. In that light, I don't know, something happens, something expands. I mean, we know that light helps, obviously. It helps lift mood and everything, but yeah, because the more light you give yourself, the more light you can then give out to other people.
I love it. And I've kept a candle lit here on my kitchen counter for over a year and a half. I use the IKEA tea lights behind glass, and those last a super long time. IKEA tea lights are just wonderful, the white ones.
Wow.
What else is this about? Can we do the question? Maybe we'll put this to Charlotte. Is it possible the frequency of the Earth is going up, or that there's something called a raising of the vibration or consciousness level that, you could be working the 9 to 5, and yet it's more like 120 hours a week working on Wall Street in New York City and be oblivious to the woo woo woo? But is something really happening in 2025? What's Charlotte say? Is it time for mankind to get with it for more love?
Yeah, totally. Totally. People are raising their consciousness. They totally are. The news may not, that's not raising anyone's consciousness, focusing on that. And it's not about not being compassionate and caring to what's going on, but wherever you focus ourselves, that's where our energy is. And the more people that focus on the more positive things, like your show, you're uplifting people, you're showing that it isn't. Maybe some people have this very narrow field where they don't know there's anything else, because the media, the social media is driving all the rubbish, basically, rubbish energy. And they don't know that there's any other way to be than waking up, listening to the news, going to bed, listening to the news. I mean, what does that do for you? Yes, we need to be aware. But if we can all try, I mean, I truly believe, I work with the crystal realms here. And these crystal beings and these crystal sounds is a web of light, across the world. It's a web. Everybody playing, everybody lifting, everybody doing something positive. We all linking together in a field, like a higher consciousness. That's what I really believe. And yes, I can get dragged down into the the soup as well and go, oh goodness, the world is, and then I'll come back in the morning and oh no, we're back out again. It's a bit like, when you were kids and say if it was raining and you were stuck indoors and you start getting that cabin fever. That's probably what the news is like. You start going crazy with the energy, and And all it needs is for you to go out. My husband always used to take us in the bush. Anyone's grumpy, right? Everyone in the car. You know? And within 5 minutes, everyone's happy because we're out, we're in the nature. And yeah, if more people could get out in nature or even just look at nature.
Shall we take 3 quick interactive steps for the audience so that they can experience something right now? It's something we
Sure.
do often on the show. I'll light a little bit of sage, but to make the point that it's not linear, you don't have to just catch sage. You can catch flowers or even ocean, wherever you are. I guess the real rub, in my opinion, is what will you allow for daily? Forget the spiritual woo 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 Mother Earth.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of time to allow for much. And that's all this is maybe 7% less thinking a day. Okay, here's Sage from California, but I'm in Texas. You're in New Zealand. Let me know when you catch a little bit of smoke, but then let me know when you catch flowers via angels or the universe.
I can, yeah, because smelling it it's weird.
And ask
Uh,
for flowers and ask for ocean that's not New Zealand, not around Hamilton. Let me know when you
yeah,
get
yeah.
flowers.
Yeah. Well, I'm back in Hawaii again immediately. Um, the flower, I'm getting white flowers. Actually, I don't know what they are, but they're very beautiful, and they're floating actually on the ocean.
I love it. And then what was the other thing? Oh, I'll show my light. And halfway through, once you just pick some colors that you're seeing, ask the universe to step in and make something for you out of the light. It could be fireworks, dolphins. Let dolphin consciousness come in and make fish for you, bubbles, or even a crystal ball. No one's ever gotten a crystal ball. Here's my light if the sunlight's not going to get in the way completely here. We'll see if I can get this done in the bright light.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I'll do it this way over here. Everyone gets a dad joke, though. What's the only flower found on the human face? Tulips. And see if you can catch a filament of light. What are you getting between my fingers?
Well, yeah, it's more of a feeling actually. I'm getting a spiral.
Okay. And what I'll do is I have a block. I had a tremendous amount of sun come in just now. Um, Here we go. I got it. I'm so smart. Okay. Here we go. I'll do it one more time. And now what are you getting?
No, I'm getting like a vortex spiral.
Okay. And are you feeling it or seeing it?
Feeling it.
Okay, good enough. There's a lot of sunlight coming in, so whoops. That's good enough for that. And I had one more thing, and it's more feeling whooshes. I'm just gonna whoosh twice from Texas. I'll put my hand up and you catch any vibe you want to catch, love and above, only the positive. And let me know what you're feeling this way.
Yep.
What do you feel?
Oh, sorry. I'm in the zone. Oh yeah, hang on. I can feel the energy coming through. It's like a beam of light going across me, like that.
Oh, that's funny because I've got a beam of light coming across me, which is what's on my palm. By the way, the
But
little
mine's coming this way, yeah.
yeah. Now here's two whooshes, but if you can allow the universe to make music to it, who knows if it's galactic, off-world, this world, cute, singing, bowls, hums, you might already start to get them. But then I'm gonna blow my microphone's up here. I'm gonna blow Hawaii your way. Something's gonna get through. You're gonna let us know what it is. I'll do this twice, and then we're moving on back to questions in a linear interview. Here it comes. No triota at home, folks. If you need help, just breathe extra, exhale like a whale. And then if you really need help, my only rule is, yeah, set your intent, ask angels to get you out of your head into your heart and own it with a thank you, like you would before you step on a tennis court. Here you go.
Yeah.
Annie, how was that in Hamilton?
Super. My ears unblocked.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it clicks.
And
I know that.
one more time, but if you don't mind allowing some music to come in or something extra so the universe did something special for you, here it comes.
Yeah, I can hear the sound ee.
I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
talk to us about compassion. I mean, there's a million versions of compassion and it changes every second, but what's your definition of compassion or your reminder about compassion for all of us?
So my feeling for compassion is that you feel, what do I feel? I always feel it in my heart. There's an actual physical feeling when you have compassion for someone. I don't feel like jumping in with them. It's not that. It's not like jumping down into there. It's just a feeling. I can feel it. It's a physical opening of the heart.
Ooh.
That's all I can say, really.
I
Where
have
I know
heard
that
it.
it's compassion, and then yes, that's just how I feel.
Oh, I have never heard it that way. I love it. Can we go back to the concept of like more consciousness flooding in? If your guardian angel, if you wanted to listen to your guardian angel for the viewpoint on that, how it's an opportunity for all to expand and just do a little less rat race. What's this consciousness thing about starting this year and on?
Slowing down. That's how I would slowing down so that you have that time to listen. There's a lot, this is just coming to my head, so there's a lovely phrase that says, when you wait a minute, when you talk to God, yeah, when you pray, you're talking to God. When you're meditating, you're listening. And that you can only do that when you slow down. So I would say for this year, for me and anybody, even just starting out thinking, what is this all about? Just take a few moments. You don't have to go into meditation where you're sitting like Buddha. Just a few moments of slowing down to your breath, and you will access something different than you usually do. Yeah. Because
Now,
life is a bit like a train. You're jumping on that train and then you're changing direction, and people are multitasking every day in many avenues, myself included. And as soon as you stop and you take some breaths, you go, it's like there's an opening there. And that's what the crystal bowls do. They take you into or the music, it takes you into a portal, like a mini portal of a space where I'm not doing anything. The bowls are not doing anything. They're just they're opening you up to yourself. So you can access your own self and your own healing and your own wisdom, inner wisdom.
lovely. I'll do 3 quotes, and you can respond to any of them. They could be philosophers from the past, Eckhart Tolle, Gary Zukav, Wayne Dyer, who knows? But they're randomly done here. From a song by the alternative singer who was once married or connected to Elon Musk, Grimes. She's got a lyric in one of her songs called Butterfly. There is harmony in everything. It's a butterfly who waits for the world. There's one. Winnie the Pooh is another quote here. Weeds are flowers too, once you get to know them. And lastly, Seth from the 1970s, that light being who helped start the whole New Age thing. The vitality of the universe is creativity and joy and love. And that is spirituality. What's your reaction to any or all of those?
Well, I love the butterfly one because, we have monarch butterflies here, and it's just fascinating, that there's an expansion always. When you see a butterfly, you always feel open. I can't remember what you said about the Winnie the Pooh one. So that obviously, yeah.
Weeds are flowers
Oh,
too,
yes.
once you
Yeah,
get to know them.
absolutely. And that's just seeing the beauty in things that may not feel so good, or a situation. There was I think it was a phrase by Louise Hay, when something was going not as well as you had hoped, she would say, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this.
Ooh.
And my husband and I have used that over the years when it just seems dire, whatever's going on. I can't wait to see. And that says to the universe, yep, you can show me the other side of that. We'd like the flip side of that situation.
Oh, that's brilliant. Lots of fun with that one. I'll do one more quote. The world is mere change, and this life opinion, Marcus Aurelius. How would you flip that around to be even more positive? I can't wait to hear your revised version of it.
Can you repeat it?
Oh, sure.
Please.
The world is mere change, and whoops, hold on. And something opinion. Um, I had it. I lost the page. Here, we'll give you a different one.
Yeah, that's better.
Here's one from Angels. Love more
Yeah.
and allow more. You can be happy now in this very moment without a single reason.
Yep, that's my quote. That's a bit that's more aligned with me. Yeah, you can literally flip your conscious. I remember Wayne Dyer talking about that. You can imagine one thing 1 second and change it the next. It's that fast to shift your consciousness.
And let's get a reminder from Wayne.
Oh,
What's he
hello.
saying right now?
Yes, there's a big yes, big yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's where you put your attention. And it's very, it can be very challenging because you can be so in it. How do you take your attention off that thing that is bugging you? And it may take just getting outside and going forward. You've got to shift where you are or whatever you're doing to shift your consciousness. You can't kind of stay in the same place doing the same thing. You've got to do something different, shift the energy. That's for me, I want to shift the energy so that more light comes in. It always comes back to the light. Because the darker situation, well, we say the darker situation because they are dark. They've got heavier, denser energy.
Yeah.
Go up.
There's a lot of density going on, and that's the best way to put it, probably, to be gentle about it. A lot of complexity, and then there's a lot of simplicity and lightness to be had if you would just lighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
There's three things I think I've learned in 13 years. Yeah, where you put your focus is where you put your focus. How you spend your energy is how you spend it. And then angels in the universe is far bigger than you think. They exist. Just let go and do the best you can to be speaking from here to them. If you need to, one way, do it. Be like, hey, I don't even know if you guys are there, but you're hopefully hearing me. Can we make this happen? Anything. Help me lighten up. Help me spend more time here. You can't go wrong. So it's learning to get into the swimming pool that might be a little cold, or you're just shy. It's a pool party and it takes you hours to get into ankle deep and everyone else is cannonballing in. So you got to, do it your way. What's your advice for, again, this whole thing for people just getting comfortable with who they already are?
I think there's different types of people in the world. So there will be those who may find that word, like reading from a book, will inspire them, help open that doorway. Others will need they might just watch some random movie, but there's a message in there, just a word or something, or they might go to a show. It doesn't come from just a spiritual space. It's everywhere. You can access that time, but we as humanity, we don't need to, but it's a good idea to just open up the possibility that there could be something greater than you out there. And that's what I've always lived. There's the greater forces out there. There's a universe out there. There's a divine out there. I'm divinely aligned. It's focusing. I know that in my whole being that there's the greater universe out there. For someone who really doesn't and they're more closed inwards, it may take some major event for them to shift. They'll go, oh. Some people will keep it to themselves for years that they've felt an angel or they've had a vision or anything because it's embarrassing or people don't talk about it. But these days, there's so much. I think people are more open, we're more willing. I wouldn't have done this, 40 years ago. I'd have thought, oh no, don't, talk about that. Right now, I don't care. you know.
What's
Yeah.
your advice for the scientific community to kind of not get with it? Everyone's good where they are. No one has to do anything, free will. But there's been a lot of emphasis placed for at least the last 100 years on science, and it's only one way, linear, has to be provable in a laboratory experiment 50 times in a row and reproduced again and again and again. And it has to be only through thinking that we exist. Is that sort of a limitation? How can someone take a break for 5 minutes from it and go bigger? Or what's your advice for the scientific community without judging?
Yeah, because I'm right in the middle of something like that. So we, yeah, the scientists, it's their way, but that's their way of understanding. It kind of makes it okay for them. So say, and I know I spoke about this last time, but we've just done a clinical trial with my track Tranquility. Now we know it works. I know that what it does for people, the people who come to me or experience it, they know. But to take it into the community, to step across the board into the scientific community, this is what they want. They want to see, okay, it does work. And then you access a whole new lot of people to open their mind to something different. So it's not right or wrong. It's just you're accessing mainstream who wouldn't normally come across. They'd be going, oh, crystal bowl music, that's a bit weird. You're just normalizing it, I guess, and saying, this may help you too. It's not just a spiritual thing. I can make it as spiritual as you like, but I can also make it as quite a normal thing. And it's just giving people tools of what, if someone's ceiling, if you like, is here and you're up here and then they don't want to budge, nothing you do, nothing you do is going to budge them. It will be in an experience that they have themselves where they go, oh, there is something else. None of us can make anyone else do anything, and it's not our job to do that.
Well, speaking of experience, would it be too much to ask to have you share a little bit of your light and music without necessarily playing the music? So the way I'm going to try to describe this is, Annie, you're going to go high vibe out of your heart and just put your hands up for anybody who at home. This could be 2 years in the future. They're in Germany, they're in Tokyo, they're in Asia somewhere, but they want to put their hand up and feel your vibe. Can you put your hands up and just vibe to us for 10 seconds? And then in the comment section over the years to come, can people put what they felt? This is just Annie Jameson in Hamilton, New Zealand, sound bowl, intuitive sound healer, angel intuitive, and much more. And if you don't mind using a few words, thank you. Thank you for doing that. And in the comments section, you can just write got it, yes, emoji, hand clapping, thank you. You don't have to publicly say it, but put a few emojis. Put 3 emojis or 4. Let's make it 5 emojis to signify you got it. People checking in won't have heard this part, so 5 emojis will look very safe. If you just wanted to say, hey, you felt it. I've got one last wild experience. If you could rub your hands in a circle, I'll put up Joy's photograph. And you're just going to select a finger or your whole hand. But if you don't mind touching her energy, feel what you can feel in your hand. But if you want it to light up in pink, you want to hear music when you touch her field. I don't know what's going to happen, but you're going to get some sort of special experience. Maybe you just catch more flower smells. It'll be an interactive just between you and Joy. Share what you want to share, but reach out and touch Joy the angel. And then if you want, have her jump into the room around you. So there's a lot of laughter and we go from density to lightness.
Yep.
You're already feeling her all around?
Yeah.
I rest my case. Good day. Case closed.
Happy,
Okay. That's
happy.
awesome. Um, okay, to wrap this up, what would be just a few more bits of advice for how do you get out each day and face the world that you think you're in? How can you lighten up about the whole process that's before you?
For me, I need to start the day. I need to have a rhythm of the day. That really helps me stay in my center. I do qigong and meditate and I walk, and that's when I talk to the universe. When I start the day like that,
Can you explain though how you go about that? How much time, just on the day that you might not have all the time in the world, can you take us through just a few of those steps that help set the table for the rest of the day?
okay, so that yeah, when I get up, the first thing I will do is go as if it's night. Usually it's nice here. I'll go out and stand on the grass. That's the first thing I do, have bare feet on the ground. And if it's dew, it's just like, oh, such a relief. Then I may do 20 minutes of Qigong. If I've only got a really short window, I'll do 10 minutes of Qigong, just getting the energy moving in my body. Then I'll sit and meditate, maybe only for 5 minutes, because then I want to get, for me, I just want to get moving, like moving energy. And I just say to my husband, we just got to go out to the universe. It's so exciting. That is my really happy place. I know that there I'm on the top of the emotional scale in joy, appreciation, and love. And that's where I hear, that's where I sense, that's where I feel. Now, for someone else, they may not have that time, but if they can find something they do, even if it's just sit with a cup of coffee for 3 minutes just go, center, what do I want my intention for today to be? As opposed to just falling into the day and allowing it to just fall all over you. I find that if I put out positive energy, positive prayer, then it's the most incredible days.
And can you share a word about your husband and you, your interpersonal communications, how much it's grown, how much you've both grown, how much you've both grown to enjoy each other even more, and how it's even smoothed out at times, as any couple will go through, those little wrinkles. But he's been very supportive and embracing of this openness.
Yeah. We come from the same space of spiritual understanding. That's probably the biggest thing, we connect on that level. And so even though he's got a, very intense job, we connect from that level, like we understand each other from that level. And I think through, our children and, amazing boys that we have, but through the music, we're like a team. He does the producing now. He's become involved because he can feel it himself. It's not, oh, please, can you do this? Maybe in the beginning it was like, oh, could you do this for me? It's like, oh, I haven't got time. Now it's when I have the energy, yes, because we can both feel it together and we both get excited about it together. I think that's where it is, and we grow. And as I probably said on the other one, he always says ideas only on Tuesdays because I have so many. And yeah, I'm full of the ideas just because they drop in, and he's willing and he's always open to listening to those ideas and will give me, honest feedback. We're both Sagittarians, so very, very honest, sometimes foot and mouth, as they say.
Uh, and then for the regular viewers or the veteran intuitives who are tuning in, maybe we can go beyond angels for a second or beyond dolphin consciousness. It could be considered off-world, interdimensional, or just beings who are of such high vibration. Not everyone's going to want to take the time. Angels are plenty for most of us. One angel could do the job for most of us for years. But for Lemurians or Atlanteans or Lyrans, Pleiadians, or beings of light beings, there's all different types, but all love and above and not here to interfere with our free will. What could you say about any one of those categories or just how big it is?
Well, I tune into the Lemurian energy because I can feel that really strongly through me. And I recognize other Lemurians on this planet now. They just hold a light. There's this, yeah, there's a connection. And in those Lemurian times, people were more in their heart centers and more in their feeling space. So that is where, yeah, I feel that very strongly within me and within how I am in the world, if you like. And I feel that from the Lemurians, I don't know, there's just a sense that there's this just network, as a friend of mine calls the internet, as opposed to the internet, it's the internet. We connect, and yeah, it's fascinating still to me how we all flow in and out of each other's spaces and hold the light. It's all about holding the light.
And this is a really easy, quick exercise. This is just maybe connect to the Lemurians or an angel. What color comes up? It could be a chakra color or just a color. And then what word or phrase perhaps is being brought in to accompany the color. And from that, you'll just know where to take us. So it's a very gentle exercise, but if you don't mind.
I'm going to share the color.
And
yeah, so I got it already,
yeah,
but
okay.
I just
I'm just checking. Okay.
I got a very translucent, in fact, it's not a worldly color, so it's an other world, a translucent blue-white, if whatever that color is. Those colors in the other realms they're not so dense. There's always light through it. You know how on the computer we see light, coming through the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's like.
And what words could you put to that color that's helpful for all of us to hear?
Opening, expanding, awakening, all those words that just go, yeah.
And if again, to not impose, but for 20 to 30 seconds, if you were to close your eyes and just relay a message from Lemurians, just about, hey, gentleness is okay. It's definitely on the plate for dinner for mankind, and it's very gentle.
So the words I'm just getting are kindness is just there. Within kindness is a flow of energy and a gentleness and a connection to humans. Or animals.
I was going to say, and animals know this is what was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, animals
They do
feel
it.
everything. Yeah, plants, so it's that kind, yes. That's what I would say. Flow, kindness, hearts.
Beautiful. Annie Jameson, can you close us out with a final reminder for 2025? What should people keep in their hearts? What would be a few final words from you?
The words I'm hearing is know that there is so much good in the world. Keep bringing your attention to the good and the goodness in the world and the light. Keep bringing the light in. Take your attention to the light.
Well, I love it.
Stay in your heart. Yeah.
And a reminder that in just a moment, you're going to have 9.5 minutes of Annie playing sound bowls beautifully. You should very much enjoy this video. And I'll see if I can also post it on the YouTube channel directly. So Annie Jameson in Hamilton, New Zealand, thank you for being a guest on the Angels Positivity and Love show.
Thank you so much, Michael. It's a pleasure. Bye.